Mix and match is another strategy that can be used effectively across groupings. A description of the mix and match strategy can be downloaded from the resource section. When similar resources are used in different settings and groups, they provide a way for students to make links across the day and hopefully across languages. They can also help students see that while their classmates may be at different levels of language proficiency, everyone is participating in a common curriculum. Once you have created a set of cards based on content vocabulary, they can be used in similar and different ways across integrated, second language, and first or home language groups by individuals or small groups. While interactive strategies like mix and match are of critical importance for second language learners, they can also serve as a vehicle for deepening schema through students' first or home language. The greatest thing about mix and match strategy is how flexible it is, since it can be used in every subject area. Once you have a set of cards or a good visual image, they can be used over and over again in different settings, from discrete skills instruction, alphabetizing parts of speech, to setting the groundwork for higher order thinking skills. While one of the strengths of mix and match is the physical movement involved when students find their match, they can also be used in word and image sort activities at a table. Community Helpers was chosen because it is a topic covered in many grades throughout elementary school. In this example, 10 cards would be created, one for each of 5 community helpers and their places of employment. Cards can include words or pictures depending on the level of your students. Cards are distributed randomly to students and they find their match. What they do from there is wide open. There's no limit to the number of pairs you create. The size of your classroom is probably the best determiner. Mix and match in integrated groups is particularly useful. First, they get students up and moving, which is both motivating and positively associated with second language acquisition. In addition, they provide many authentic opportunities for all students to speak and listen. Fluent speakers can act as models and put words to the understandings bilingual learners do have, but can't yet fully express through English. In the community helpers example, in its simplest form, the match would be the person with the place. The firefighter works in the fire station. Once students find their initial match, they could line up in a circle and describe their match aloud. One way to do this might be that the person holding the firefighter card could say, "I am a firefighter," and the person holding the fire station card could say, "and he or she works at the fire station," and so on around the circle. Once everyone has had a turn, you take back the cards, mix them up, and redistribute them to the students and repeat the process with the new partners. This can be done as often as you want. Another idea is to have the students who have helpers cards switch or rotate the cards so that the new pairs would be formed. The fire chief is at the administration building. The mayor is at the grocery store. And then they would have to come up with reasons for being there. For example, the fire chief came to the administration building because there are too many false alarms being pulled. Students could then work in their pairs to create additional sets of cards based on other community helpers that they've been studying about. In second language groups, mix and match is a way to help students focus on language and how to follow a format for producing it accurately. In its simplest form, the match again would be the person with the place. The police chief works at the police station. Just as in the integrated group example, once students have found their initial match, they could line up in a circle and rotate the cards so that new pairs would be formed. The fire chief is at the city hall. The mayor is at the grocery store. But this time they might work on personal pronouns or on tense structure. For example, as they pass the cards around the circle, they might practice saying, "Today I am the fire chief. Yesterday I was the mayor. Tomorrow I will be the store manager." You can ask students at more advanced levels of proficiency to create longer or more complex sentences. In this way, students get a lot of practice using the key vocabulary from the unit as a support, not as the main focus of the activity. You can also use the cards to work on discrete skills. For example, line up in alphabetical order according to the first word on their card. Identify which words have silent letters, short vowel sounds, or blends. The possibilities, again, are limitless. Just keep in mind that the opportunity in a second language group is to work on how to say the words and sentences accurately in a safe setting with second language learning peers. The mix and match strategy can also be used in L1 groups, home language groups, where it can be the launchpad for more complex discussions and writing. In the example of community helpers, pairs of students could locate their place of work on a map, or they could discuss the relative merits of their assigned profession over another. The community helper pairs could be the basis for forming groups to write a short play and several acts about the life of a town where people do their job and have fun in lots of different ways. Their writing could be the dialogue for the play or a persuasive essay about why their job is the best job in the town. Sets of mix and match cards can be created in the languages spoken by the students for use in the classroom or at home. This is especially useful when sharing them with families to use at home to talk about the big ideas of the curriculum. For native or fluent English speakers, primary language group activities may not seem all that different from integrated group. The difference is that by working for a time with students who are all fluent in the language of instruction, they too can refine their use of academic register at their level of language proficiency.